2004's Spider-Man 2 holds a special place in many a gamer's heart. Not only is it one of the best games featuring the webhead, it's also one of the best games based on the film, even if it was a fairly loose adaptation. Years and years have gone by with us waiting for a Spider-Man game to surpass it, and while there have been some quality titles, they just weren't on the same level. Now in 2018, after much anticipation, Marvel's Spider-Man has been released, and it's honestly the Spider-Man game that we've always wanted. The game's story follows Peter Parker and, of course, his alter ego Spider-Man. The events of the game takes place about 8 years into Parker's career as a superhero. It opens up with Spider-Man taking down his longtime nemesis Wilson Fisk, better known as the Kingpin. However, this creates an opportunity for other criminals to fill the void left behind by Fisk, causing a rise in crime. In order to solve the mystery of who's behind this power play, Spider-Man will have to battle some of his most memorable foes, including Rhino, Scorpion, and Shocker, to name but a few. The narrative's quite enjoyable and plays out just like a Spider-Man storyline. It reminded me so much of the story arcs from the animated series in the 90s. The cast of characters also feels authentic, and with each of them feeling memorable, especially when it came to their individual interactions with Spider-Man. Aside from the main plot, the game also features some side missions, but unfortunately many of these don't link up with the overarching narrative. Spider-Man's gameplay, in essence, makes you feel like you are Spider-Man. Just web swinging around New York feels amazing and never gets old no matter how long you've been playing the game. In fact, it's so enjoyable that I find myself hardly using the game's fast travel system despite how far away an objective would be. Combat is typically Spider-Man-esque as he darts around groups of enemies with acrobatic maneuvers, delivering fast, hard-hitting combos and web attacks. The combat itself is fairly basic in its execution in that it's easy to start playing and feel like a badass, but at the same time it can be quite hard to master. It takes a certain amount of finesse and timing in order to overcome some overwhelming odds. Thankfully, you are able to test your moves in smaller groups of enemies as crimes become available while you swing through the city, plus they offer the opportunity to earn some more XP. There are also some stealth sections in the game, and these can be quite fun as you pick off enemies one by one. I did find that there was a bit of a lack of options when it came to taking enemies down, however. While they felt somewhat limited, I enjoyed the stealth sections that popped up throughout the story. The upgrade tree in the game offers a number of nodes to unlock over 3 categories and improves combat abilities, traversal, and stealth. Each upgrade feels meaningful, and none of the nodes tend to offer abilities that you're likely to never use. The tree is large enough to create excitement at the prospect of unlocking new moves, but it isn't so large that it feels overwhelming. The city of New York is filled with collectibles, challenges, and other ways of earning XP and upgrade points. The backpacks that are littered all over the city is probably my favorite collectible of the bunch, with each one containing an item from Spider-Man's career. There is a lot of fan service to be found here. This also rings true for the numerous suits that can be unlocked, which link to certain story arcs in comic books or ones that have appeared in movies. What's great is that they aren't purely cosmetic, as each suit has a unique power or ability that becomes available once the relevant suit has been unlocked. If there's one thing that I would complain about when it came to the world, it's that the map needs to be opened up gradually by visiting and hacking towers, a mechanic that is all too common in open world games. Visually, Marvel's Spider-Man is stunning. The web swinging and combat animations are incredibly smooth and never show any signs of slowing down even when faced with a large group of enemies. The character models and facial animations have all been well done, however I found that this was more prevalent with the main characters and not so much for those with minor roles. New York is also pretty damn amazing and incredibly detailed, featuring major real-world landmarks and also some from the Marvel universe such as the Avengers building. The audio is very much on par with the game's visuals. The game's score has a host of epic sounding tracks that just inspire heroism. The voice acting is also quite excellent, with characters being portrayed brilliantly. Special mention goes to Yuri Lowenthal for delivering one of the best Spider-Man performances in a video game to date. In addition, the fact that Spidey's voice changes whenever he is exerting effort is a crazy amount of detail. Marvel's Spider-Man is excellent. The game achieves what it sets out to do in making the player feel like they are Spider-Man. The narrative and complementing cast of characters deliver an experience that is very close to storylines we've seen in comic books before. While it does have a few issues here and there, it doesn't mar the experience that much. Insomniac has created the best Spider-Man game to date, but at the same time a quality superhero game for the Marvel universe that fans are sure to love. If you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you got your hands on Marvel Spider-Man, please let me know what you thought of the game in the comment section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.